Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
All right. This is in the matter of people of the state of Michigan versus Gary Scott Bowerman. I have two files. I have 23-21342FH and 23-21445FH. Mr. Bowerman is represented by Matthew Murphy. And Mr. Murphy, you've had an ample time to speak with Mr. Bowerman.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bowerman, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, have you had an opportunity to discuss the pre-sentence report with Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
All right, are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he's given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to, Mr. Murphy, explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
No, Your Honor.
Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor.
File number 23-21342FH, the probation department has calculated the minimum sentencing guidelines to be 0 to 11 months on the motor vehicle unlawful use. And on the police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing, attempted, they calculated the guidelines to be 0 to 17 months. Mr. Murphy, do you agree with the calculation of guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Murphy, do you, does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor. Not that I'm aware of.
All right, Mr. Bowerman has 26 prior misdemeanors and 7 prior felonies. So before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Bowerman?
Yes, Your Honor. From our understanding, the recommendation is for Mr. Bowerman to go into the drug court there. I would ask the courts, obviously, to follow that recommendation. Mr. Bowerman wants to take advantage of the opportunity and participate in that court. I would ask the courts, in regards to the one file, there was a recommendation for 6 months in jail with credit for, I believe, 152 days served, if I'm not mistaken on that. I would ask the court to consider, I'm not sure how much time Mr. Bowerman would have left to serve that out. I would just ask the court to consider giving him credit for time served on that file and closing that out. I just want him to get processed and into rehab as fast as possible. Again, I don't see the point in him staying any longer at the jail. I don't know if he would or not, but that's just what I was asking the court to consider. Other than that, we would ask the court to adopt the recommendation.
All right, Mr. Bowerman, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor, I just emphasize on what Mr. Murphy had said. And
Mr. Bowerman, I'm sorry, that room has really bad audio. So if you can like lean forward a little bit and say it again for me, please.
yes, Your Honor, I'd just like to emphasize on what Mr. Murphy had said, and I am just eager to take the opportunity to complete recovery court, and I'm excited about giving this opportunity and chance again to get the opportunity to do that. And I'd love to go to rehab as soon as possible. And I've never been there before in all my past. So I think that's what would be best for me, and that's what I need, and that's what I want to do. If you please follow the recommendation, I really appreciate Ms. Anzalone.
All right. So, Mr. Bowerman, was it you or your brother that sent me a Facebook Messenger a couple years from Florida?
That was me, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Bowerman, I've known you since you were like 18. I think I represented you the first time you got in trouble. How old are you now?
40, Your Honor.
Okay. So you're getting old now. Are you getting tired of this?
Yes, Your Honor, definitely am.
So drug court is an amazing program. And I will tell you that having a lot of experience representing people who have addiction issues, when people come into the drug court, there are people that I think, oh my God, they're never going to make it. There are people that I think they have all the skills necessary to make it and don't. And then there are people who just quietly keep their head down, do what they need to do, and move on with their lives. So I know that you're smart enough to do it, but you have to fully be willing to dedicate yourself to it, and it works. It
Yes.
absolutely works. And you can't run. There's no more running. You
Right.
can't dip off to Florida and send me a message saying, hey, I'm in Florida, catch me if you can. No more of that. So
No,
when
I will not do that, I promise.
okay. And if you relapse, you go to Miss Teskey and say, hey, I relapsed. And then we give you services. Because it's not about locking you up. It's about giving you wraparound services and all the help that you need to succeed.
Right, Your Honor.
Okay.
I've been taking the engagement group in here too, and also talking to a lot of people inside of here, and I know a few people on the outside, like you said. So I've done a lot of research about it, and I know what the program is about, and I believe that it's a great program. I'm glad that it exists, and I'm really hoping I get the opportunity to prove to you and myself that I can do this. And you're definitely right about everything you said.
Yeah, I know you can do it. You got to get to the point you know you can do it. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle, proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for the law, and the protection of society. Sentence of the court on file number 23-21342FH, that you will serve 6 months in Lenawee County Jail. Will give you credit for 152 days. So I think you pretty much already have good time and credit for time served on that. And there is right. And then on file number 23-21445FH, it's a sentence of the court that be placed on probation for a period of 3 years. Mr. Barman, during that term of probation, you cannot use marijuana. You can't use medical marijuana. So because it's a drug court program, you can't use or possess any alcohol or other intoxicants. You must comply with all the requirements of alcohol testing and drug testing from the probation department. You must not have or possess any controlled substances or paraphernalia. Can't be with anybody that has it. So if you got friends that are still using, they are no longer your friends.
Yes.
You find new friends. Okay, you must complete outpatient or residential substance abuse treatment when referred. And if you leave those programs, that's a violation of probation. You must take all medication as prescribed by a licensed physician. You must participate. Do you have your GED?
Oh, no, Your Honor. It's something that I am going to obtain during this process, and I've been
Okay.
wanting
So what
to
I
do
would
it,
say,
just haven't done it yet. Yes,
okay. It's not something I'm going to want you to do right away because you're going to have other things to focus on. But in the last half of the 3 years or something, you can work on that.
Okay.
You must complete a psychological evaluation if referred. You must complete mental health, domestic violence, battery intervention, or any other treatments if ordered to by your service providers. You must not have any contact with an Isaac Ben scooter, either directly or through another person. You can't be within 500 feet of the residence, school, or place of employment. The field agent has the right to enter your home at any time for probation supervision. And you must submit to search of your person and property, including but not limited to your vehicle, residence, computer, without warrant if they have reason to believe you have something that violates your term of probation. You must report any arrest or police contact, loss of employment, or change of residence to the field agent within 24 hours, weekends and holidays accepted. You must find employment, and that's going to be the beginning is hard because your employment has to work with your drug court. So if you get an employer that won't let you take the Tuesdays off, then you got to find a different job, and we work with you on that. Okay. All right. So, okay, so is Sarah Teskey, are you here? Yes.
Yep, I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm looking at this. Is there an option for him to be released to treatment?
Oh, absolutely.
I just don't see it in here. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. That
there
was my
was-
intention if I didn't put it in there.
There
It's
was, I
okay.
thought, it says, that the recommendation would be for 1 year in the Lenawee County Jail with release to inpatient on one file, and then 3 years probation, but the other file, it said 6 months with 150 some days credit.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I did see that it
Mine
was on the one file.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think it's in that, it's in the evaluation and plan, not in this. All right, it's a sentence of the court. You'll serve 1 year in the Lenawee County Jail, give credit for 152 days. As soon as a bed becomes available, you'll be released to that treatment program. It's the holidays, so it might be a week or two, so understand. And then when you go to that program, you must obey and comply with all the requirements of that program and not leave or get kicked out, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, there is a victim assessment fee in the amount of crime victim assessment fee. I maxed them out on the one file, Miss Teskey.
Okay.
So,
He still has to have crime victims' rights and estate costs on that.
yeah, but at crime victim rights fee on file number, because it was a misdemeanor attempted.
Okay,
So on 23-21342 FH, the crime victim rights fee will be $75 and the state cost will be $50. And then on file number 23-21445, you will pay $750 in court costs, a crime victim assessment fee in the amount of $130. And there is a $68 state cost. Attorney fees in the amount of $450. There's a $30 per month supervision fee without tether, but if we have to put a tether on you, then it's $60 per month. And you must enter, attend, and complete the Lenawee County Adult Recovery Court following all the recommendations made by the same. Anything else, Ms. Teskey?
no, Your Honor. I'll get over, Gary, I'll be over there to see you, soon, probably on Tuesday to
Okay,
get your signature on stuff. But,
Okay.
Hope House has the best, availability right now. So when CMH comes to see you, Hope House has the best availability.
okay, Ms. Teskey, and could you maybe contact CMH like I have said to you when you did my PSI? I have been screened, but that was for misdemeanors. I don't know if they still need to.
That's fine.
re-screen me.
I'll get that taken care of on Tuesday.
Okay, all right,
All
sounds
right.
good. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So, Mr. Bauer, remember, this is different. If you run, you go to jail. If you confess, you get services.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So we're gonna send over to the jail 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review for each file. I need you to initial and date the top copy for each of the files just to acknowledge you received the paperwork. That's gonna go on my file. The other copies are for you. And if you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And don't send me messages on Facebook, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you guys all.
All right.
Have a great day and happy holidays.
Thank you, Mr.
All right, you
Bowerman.
too. Thank you, Mr. Bowerman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honor. You have a good day, everybody.
You too.